you guys. We're here with another haul. It's kind of obnoxious, but I didn't buy most of them, so we listen but we don't judge, you know, or whatever the trend is. We've got a lot of books to go over, you guys. I'm not gonna go over like full synopsis of them because honestly, I don't know the synopsis of the majority of these books, so we're just gonna jump into it. And a lot of these were gifts, and I will let you know who they're from. First thing I'm gonna just look at real quick, because I haven't even really opened it. I want to like get more into annotating my physical books. I highlight a lot on my Kindle, and I would like to, maybe I'll do it as a video. Let me know if that interests you. Do like a video of like moving my annotations into the books. I think that could be fun. But one thing, oh, there's actually more. My sister got me a bunch of annotating stuff for Christmas, so we have a bunch of little tabby poos, and I will try to be good and link everything down below because I'm currently not that busy in life. So if I have the time, I will link everything down below. And we also have all of these annotating supplies that my friend Andrea was just getting rid of, and she's like, yeah, you had some stuff like this on your Amazon wish list, so you can just have all of this. So we're like locked and loaded and ready to go for that type of video and that type of thing. But I'm filming this the day after Christmas, and I am going actively on a book buying ban for the next month, okay? Because December was a really bad reading month, and I have not moved many books from my physical TBR to my done books this month. So I think as of the time I'm filming this, I have finished 5 books, which is disgusting, and it's December 26th. I have one more that I'm going to finish today and possibly read another book because it is only 4 o'clock and I have all day to do whatever I want, and then I have no plans on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, so I'm just going to try to read as much as I can and get as much as we can done. But let us go over everything we have here, and again, I'll let you know if I bought it, if somebody got it for me, who that was, and that. So, from my husband, I don't keep these like cardboard things, so that's gonna go. But he got me the Crazy Rich Asians trilogy. I love that they're numbered 1, 2, 3, and I love the covers of these books. So we have got Crazy Rich Asians, which my friend Andrea introduced me to this movie, and I absolutely loved it. So we've got Crazy Rich Asians, Crazy Rich Girlfriend, and Rich People Problems, which are the 3 Kevin Kwan Crazy Rich Asians books. That's backwards. 1, 2, 3. And I will be putting these up on my like series shelf because these do go together and they are not the same color, so they can't go on my rainbow shelves. But from my husband, we have got the Crazy Rich Asians trilogy. Now we're gonna move into a super lovely sweet stack of books that one of my bestie pals, Christy, sent me. I'm so excited about these. The first one is Incidents Around the House by Josh Malerman. She mailed me her copy. She read this and gave it 5 stars, but she has said that she has way too many books and she's trying to not keep books that she doesn't think she would reread, and rereading thrillers is not really something she likes to do because she already knows the ending. So she mailed me this, and I have heard nothing but amazing things about this book, so I'm so excited to read it. And then this is a book she had 2 copies of, and that is Meet Me in the Margins by Melissa Ferguson. I really don't know what this is. I did read what it was about, and I love, how cute is that? It looks like a pencil. I love that. But her other books, one of them is called The Cul-de-sac War. That's so funny. Why are you so loud, Christopher? But yeah, she had 2 copies of this, and she was like, I'll send you the other one, we can buddy read it. So we have that book. This book, I didn't know this existed. This is called The Opposite of Butterfly Hunting by Ivana Lynch. Can we just look at that? It is by the lovely Luna Lovegood herself, and this is called The Tragedy and the Glory of Growing Up, a Memoir. And this is her autobiography, and I think it deeply talks about her struggles with an eating disorder. So if that is triggering topics for you, I don't suggest reading it probably. But I am very much so looking forward to reading this, and I'll add it to my collection of Harry Potter people and their books. Next, we have The Return by Rachel Harrison. I've never read a Rachel Harrison book. I think this may have also been a book she had 2 copies of. or she read it and didn't really like it and was like, do you want to try it? She's like, you can get rid of it if you don't end up liking it. But I was like, it's really short and I love how pink it is, so I'll give her a go. So we have got The Return. I think this is another book she had 2 copies of, and this is The Academy of Liars by Alexis Henderson. I've heard mixed reviews about this, and it's not really a genre that I really read, and I don't know if it's a genre she reads too often, but I think we do plan on buddy reading this. That's something I do really suggest, is if you're going to read something that's outside of your comfort zone, buddy reading it can be really helpful to make you stay engaged and like want to know what's going on. But I think this cover is so freaking pretty with like the gold and the black. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. The next book is called Goodbye Earl by Lisa Cross Smith. And my friend Christy, I don't think she's read it yet, but she said it's like, you know the song Goodbye Earl? It's that but a book. So, I mean, it says it's an ideal summer reading, so maybe we'll save it for the summer, but I love the pie and love the yellow cover. Another book, I think she had 2 copies. I think she bought a hard copy, like a hardback, and so she sent me this one, and she said she bought it just because of the name. And it is called Suburban Dicks, which is an iconic name, honestly. This is by Fabian Nicasia. I don't really know how to say that. It's from the co-creator of Deadpool. Comes a whodunit and I don't know this word, but a mystery full of suburban secrets and featuring 2 unlikely and unforgettable amateur sleuths. So that's interesting that it's the co-director of Deadpool, so it's probably going to be funny. It says a darkly comedic and timely detective novel with some serious grit. I'm very intrigued by that. Then this one, this girl had 2 signed copies of this stunning novel. Could this be any prettier if it tried? And this is By Any Other Name by Jodi Picoult. And this is a signed copy. And I know that she really, really enjoyed it. I don't really know what it's about. This bitch has so many books. But, it says, from the New York Times bestselling author of Mad Honey comes a new novel about 2 women centuries apart, one whom is the real author of Shakespeare's play, who are both forced to hide under another name. That sounds amazing, and I'm very excited to read this. It is kind of chunky, but it's beautiful. Then another stunning book. She said this is one of her favorite books. I think there's a sticky note. This is one of my favorite reads of 2024. I hope you love it. And it is called Olivetti by Allie Millington. And this is a book, she said, it's told from the point of view of the typewriter, which is very interesting. The back says, it is quite possible you've never spoken to a typewriter before. That is not your fault. Humans tend to think we can't understand them, but when you sit still for long enough, there's much you can learn. And I love a book with something magical, but not fantasy, like a magical realism type thing. And that's kind of the energy this is giving, and this cover's so good. So good. Okay, next to stack, this book, I'm in a Facebook group, and this was gifted to me, and that's The Housemates Wedding. I think it was by Nikki. So thank you, Nikki. And I've already read this, and I gave it 3 stars, and I thought it was good for what it was. Very cute. Next is a cookbook, and this is Boston Rob's Cookbook. If you're a Survivor fan, you know. He's been on like a bunch of different shows at this point. Like I think he was on... oh, what's that one about deceiving people? I don't remember the name of it. But he's been on Deal or No Deal Island, a bazillion seasons of Survivor. You know, all the things. Yes, yes, yes. Survivor Redemption Island, Survivor All-Stars. He met his wife there, and he's great. And this is his cookbook. Has a bunch of fun recipes, and at the end, there's fire making. Castaway crispy rice and fire roasted coconut lime popcorn, and there's like a little blurb, and it says, I readily admit that this dish isn't for everyone. A few have even called it inedible, but when Amber and I make it at home, it to us tastes just like it did on the island, and to us it's delicious. So I think that's so funny. And to be honest, I posted a picture of this on my Instagram story, and Boston Rob reposted it and wished me Merry Christmas. So I love him. Next we have a memoir called Sociopath by Patrice, or is that Patrice or Patrick? Let me see what the author looks like. I'm gonna go with it's Patrice because she looks like a girl, not Patrick. I don't know. That's my guess. It's Patrice. Gagne? Gang? I don't really know how to say this name. But whoa, that's cool. Was there a back page like that? Yeah, okay. I believe this is in a memoir, right? And I think she, a fascinating memoir recounting the author's struggles to come to terms with her own sociopathy and her drive to shed a new light on people with this disorder. And I think she is a psychologist, obviously, PhD. And it's about her being a sociopath, and I think that that's fucking so interesting. I'm so interested. I hope my TBR jar gives me like Memoir, because that will be coming out. So a fat stack of books I bought myself. So I live in Austin, and we have like this gigantic independent bookstore called Book People, and I bought these olive edition books of 2 books, very well-known books, because even though I hate the size of them being like the mass market paperback size, these covers are so good. And these were only $12, and I thought that was a steal and a deal. So first I did get Bird Box by John Mallerman, and here is the cover of this olive edition. I think that is amazing. And then I also picked up The Exorcist by, who does this one? William Peter Blatty. But this cover is also terrifying, so we picked up both of those. And then I picked up these 3 books on a trip to a couple of bookstores same day that I bought those with my friend Andrea. We had a girls' day, and we went shopping around and doing all the dang things, you know, just doing all the things. Trying to take off the price stickers. That one's fine because it's on the back. One of these is actually a funny story. It's not a funny story, but it's like a funny story as to why I picked it up. I mean, it was like in the back of my mind as something I wanted to read eventually, but I'm gonna be reading it immediately, evidently, because of what we decided. Okay, I picked up The Good Part by Sophie Cousins, and from what I know about this, it's about a girl who's tired of her life, wants to skip to the good part, and then something magical happens, and she ends up years later married, living a life, and it learns, was it really worth it to skip to the good part? And then I picked up What You Wish For by Catherine Center. It's about a girl who's a librarian and finding love and life, and you know, Catherine Center's books are just amazing. Says the bitch who's read one of her books that has 1 million. You know, here we go. But I'm excited about that. And then me and Andrea decided to play a little game, or Andrea and me decided to play a game, her idea, where we close our eyes and go like this to the shelves and pick a book. And then we have to buy that book, and it has to be our first read of the year. Kind of crazy to leave it up to fate like that. So the like guidelines were we could pick whatever section of the store we wanted to. And we got 1 veto. If we picked a book and it was something we really didn't want to read, if we picked up like a 900-page book that we weren't interested in, no. We had 1 veto, and then if we picked up a book that was in the middle of a series, we could put it back unless they also had the first of the series, which we did this at a half-price books. So, you know, the chances of finding the other part of the series, not always that possible. But we both chose to do it in the new section because we both have a lot of books. So we walked our way to the new section, and when she was doing it, I know a lot of the books she had, so if she would go to grab something, I'd be like, you already own that book, and move on. So we did that, we did that, and I ended up having to do it 3 times because the first 2 times I picked a third in a series and they did not have the first book. But on my 3rd attempt, I picked up All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata, which all I know is that it's a slow burn romance because that's what this bitch is known for. And that's all I got for you, friends. We've got a slow burn romance by Ms. Mariana Zapata, and this will be my first book of 2025. But I'm excited for it. Next up, we have a bunch of books that were in, I'm gonna just quickly go through these because I just filmed a video about all of them. I don't know which one of these will go up first. I think the other one's gonna go up first of my, like, is buying books secondhand worth it? But in that book video, I picked up 11 books. We have got Attachments by Rainbow Rowell, The Second Ending by Michelle Hoffman, A Man Called Ove by Frederick Bachman, The Good Sister by Sally Hepworth, The Last Thing to Burn by William Dean, Happiness for Beginners by Catherine Center, Done and Dusted by Lila Sage, The House Next Door by Darcy Coates, The Lonely Hearts Book Club by Lucy Gilmore, The Little Italian Hotel by Pedro Patrick, and The Things You Save in a Fire by Catherine Center. And then my last, the pile fell. Okay. We'll start with this. This is like kind of like split in two by who these things are from. Okay. So my friend Tony and his wife Margie and their kids picked up this book for me, and this is also by Pedro Patrick, and this is The Messy Lives of Book People, which a house cleaner of a famous author must carry out her employer's shocking last wish in this delightful new novel from Pedro Patrick. So I'm very excited for that. And then Andreas Inlaws, which I also just refer to as my in-laws because I don't have any family that lives here in Texas. So they're just the in-laws, period. They picked me up 3 books and I'm very excited. First we have Keep It in the Family by John Mars. I've never read a John Mars book. I am so excited to finally get to read one. The Strange Sally Diamond by Liz Nugent. My friend Christy recently read this and really recommended it, so I got that. And then The Last Flight by Julie Clark. I'm actually, whenever I finish my current read, about to start my first Julie Clark, and I'm excited to have this one on deck as well. And then bestie girl Andrea picked me up 4 books for Christmas. She got me both Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. I'm very excited. I've heard very good things about this duology. The Shining by Stephen King. This was going to be my first Stephen King, but due to my last TBR pick, this is not my first Stephen King, but this is the Stephen King book I was most excited to read. This is his most popular book, which is Newly Found Information. I have not been able, basically, it's actually so funny. So since before Halloween, I've been talking about wanting to read this book, and Stephen King books are 20 bucks for the paperback, and I just can't be bothered. So I've been looking at half-price books over and over and over again for The Shining, and literally the day that I opened this as a gift, later that day we went to the bookstore and they had it at half-price books. But this is actually, from my research, Stephen King's #1 most popular book, followed by It, but so we got The Shining, and then she picked me up Beartown by Frederick Bachman, which this cover is absolutely everything with like the Aurora Borealis. I love it, and yeah, it's just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. These are from my sister. I'm trying to like maybe put these in a pile by who they're from. My dad picked me up The Chef's Choice. I'm pretty sure this is book 2 in a series, and I did look, and I think he did also pick me up the first book, which is called Chef's Kiss, and it's just not here yet. It's Christmas time and it's Amazon, but this is a cute little, it says it's fake dating, which is my favorite trope, and it says start with 1 fake dating setup and a pinch of pining and a dash of flirtation and let the simmer into something spectacular. My dad loves cooking, so I'm not shocked that he picked this, and I'm so excited. He picked me up Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. I don't really like know the synopsis of this. It says something strange is happening at the Orsk Furniture Store in Cleveland, Ohio. Every morning employees arrive to find broken, and it has like KJE with the dots over it, RRING bookshelves, shattered glass water goblets, and smashed Leary Pip wardrobes. Sales are down, security cameras reveal nothing, and the store managers are panicking. To unravel the mystery, 3 employees volunteer to work a 9-hour dusk to dawn shift in the dead of the night as they patrol the empty showroom. But like throughout the book, it's like literally like the whole book looks like an IKEA like instruction booklet, and like has it's so like the way this is formatted is so fun, and I'm so excited about it. So excited. Then my friend Emily picked me up 2 books, and whenever somebody gives me a book and they put like a note on it, I'm gonna be honest, I keep the note forever. I keep it forever, and I'm gonna move the sticky notes into the inside cover of the book. So the first thing she picked me up was Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, and she said that I would describe this as gay Harry Potter, which we love, absolutely, and I especially love that analogy because bitch-ass J.K. Rowling would be rolling in her boots, and that makes it even better. And then this is, I think, one of the nicest things somebody has ever done. Is she got me the Mindfuck series. And anybody who knows me knows I don't do gross things. I don't do gore, I don't do blood. And her note says, this fucked me up in the best way and I need you to read it. So I made you a censored copy. I understand though if it's still too much, all the trigger warnings. And this bitch went through and sticky noted out all of the bloody gross parts. Like, she did shit to gross guy. Over, like, through the whole book, there's just, she went through and did all of that. And, like, first off, this girl's a straight up a doctor, and she went through and did all of this for me, and I literally could cry because I just think that's the nicest thing that's ever happened in my life, and it makes me interested to pick that up. My mother-in-law got me this book. If you're watching, love you. And it's called Peggy, and I'm sure she picked it up for me for the same reason that I put it on my list, is that, if you don't know, my mom died when I was 21 years old, and her name was Peggy. I don't know what this is about. I wanted it for the name. It says, a dazzling, rich, imaginative novel about Peggy Guggenheim, a story of art, family, love, and becoming oneself. So, that's all I got. And I love that the book with my mom's name was purchased for me by my mother-in-law. Warms my heart. Then we have two books that my sister picked up for me. She did pick me up at the Cinnamon Bun bookstore, and I forgot to take these off my wish list, and my friend Christy was like, oh, I have like the first 3, I can send them to you. And I was like, well, I don't know if I might get one for Christmas because they're on my wish list. And my sister did get me the Cinnamon Bun bookstore. And so my friend Christy is gonna mail me the second two, or the first one and the second, the first and the third. She's gonna mail me the Pumpkin Spice Cafe and the Christmas tree one. But I do the Cinnamon Bun bookstore from my sister, and then I just love that my sister is gay, and so she got me Late Bloomer. I love me a gay story. I think they're fun. And this is Late Bloomer by Maisie Eddings, and I know this is about a girl in a flower, owning a flower shop, flower field, flower nursery. The back says, to me, it's like a Taylor Swift song in book form, so like, sold. And I have a couple more books from my husband. He got me the special edition of Evelyn Hugo. I'm so excited. I'm going to give him the peasant version, and I have the cool version, and I'm so excited, and I love this. All my love, Evelyn. Oh, yeah, all my love, Evelyn. It's so pretty. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. It's so good with like the 7 wedding rings on the edges. It's just so beautiful. And then he did like a little theme here. We've got Normal People by Sally Rooney, which I did not know that this was so short, but I'm very intrigued to pick it up. I've heard nothing really but amazing things about this. And then he also picked me up Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. I love this cover. I'm a board game type of gal, so the fact that this looks like a chessboard is really fun to me. And I am very interested to pick this up. And this says that it is a moving story about grief, love, and family, but especially love. And I love that. But that's everything, guys. That's the 50 books that I have now acquired and need to find room for on my shelves. Wish me luck. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!